what's going on, everybody? Coach Elbert here. I want to introduce two of our new coach here at Empire Fit Club, which is Coach Stan and Coach Derry. Derry Drew.
Yeah,
So anyway, guys, before we get into our topics, I just want to give these guys a chance to introduce themselves, perhaps. And yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So, hey guys, so I'm Coach Stan. I'm from Australia. I own a gym called Custom Bodies in Australia. So I came here for some paperwork stuff and found that Empire is pretty much exactly what I was looking for. So I'm here to learn more from Coach Elbert, and hopefully I can kind of bring this back home to Australia later on in the future, and then we can go from there. I love helping out people too, so it's a perfect place for me.
Okay, my turn now?
Yeah.
So my name is, as mentioned before, my name is Derry. Before Empire, I used to coach the CLS Knights, BTN CLS Knights, if you guys know, a basketball team. We played in ABL. That's 2019, 2020, and then I had the chance to work with the Women's Basketball Nationals for this past SEA Games, the 2019 SEA Games, and now I'm here to help out.
All right, cool. Well, definitely excited to have these two new coaches here helping out Empire Fit Club. So if you guys come by to the gym, please say hi to them if they are running the class or when they're just hanging about, okay? So let's get into it. What are we going to talk about today?
Runners versus lifters, which
For weight loss.
Yeah, which
For
ones
weight
that
loss, fitness.
Do you do cardio? Do you run a lot?
or do you weightlift?
A lot.
Well, let me just say that it's completely different when you are doing it for weight loss or when you are doing it for training, right? So obviously what we're going to cover up is weight loss because we got here in GBK, like there's a big running track where we're at, right?
Yeah.
And then, so you got like 50-50 where we provide that kind of HIIT and then lifting program. And we got people also running on the side. So for weight loss, a lot of people do come up and ask like, which one is better, right? Should I just stick to my running or should I join you guys to do this? So let's focus on that weight loss itself.
Sure.
And if you're just starting off, if you are just want to get in shape, which method should you use? All right. So yeah, let's talk about that. What do you guys think? So first off, for weight loss or for beginner who's starting off, what would you recommend? Should you go runners versus lifting, or would you do running instead of lifting, or which one is which?
Personally, I would probably ask to lift. That way, in my personal opinion, that way when you're lifting, you're training your body for to get yourself ready for like that. What we call like ballistic movements.
Okay.
So sometimes when you're not ready, your joints are still aching from all the exercise that you're going to be doing, running and whatnot. But with the movement, with lifting, it's controlled movement. So you still control the weights, get your body ready for it, and then after that you can go for a run. I think for me. And then in saying that also, when you're lifting weights, your body burns more calories too, and then it burns afterwards too. So after like 24, 48 hours, there's that window where your body's still kind of burning fat post-workout. So I think, personally, lifting would be the way to go to start off.
To start off?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I think I have a similar idea. More towards the lifting, because I think with weight loss we focus on the calorie deficit.
Right.
Yeah, we need to burn more calorie than the ones we took in. And I think the things that burn the most calorie is actually your metabolism. So your basal metabolic rate. So that's while you're breathing, while you're just sitting down, or you're just doing your daily activities, you're actually burning calories.
Yeah.
So like for example, let's say in a day, by doing your activity, going to the office and stuff like that, you burn 2,000 calories. While you're running, for example, you run for like 30 minutes and stuff like that, you might only burn 300 calories. And by weightlifting, by actually doing weight training, you actually increase the metabolism. Because just like what Stan said, while you're lifting and stuff like that, you're actually creating micro tears on your muscles. And to heal that, to recover for that, to recover from that, your body is actually taking the calories, taking the food you took, and taking the food you eat to actually heal the muscle. That's why you said 24 to 48 hours after the workout, you're still burning calories. So instead of just running, you if you do cardio, you'll train your heart and stuff like that. You burn calories too. But then in weightlifting, you might not burn as much calorie as, for example, the 30 minutes working, 30 minutes running, and the 30 minutes lifting. You might not burn the same amount of calorie
during that time.
During that time, but then when you're recovering, and then after that, you're still burning calories. Like for example, I can go in a day and eat 3,500 calories with no problem. That's because all my muscles are eating.
Consuming.
Yeah, they're just consuming calories. It's just healing, recovering, stuff like that. That's your metabolism rate. So first, the same thing. Like your muscles prepped up, you build your muscles. So your calorie intake's gonna go up. Your metabolism is gonna go up. So I think on the long run, I think it's gonna be better if you lift. But I don't like cardio. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna play the devil advocate.
Okay.
Well, because I think, because if we're all in the same,
it's not gonna be.
yeah, it's not gonna be as exciting. So this is what I think. All right. I think it depends on what do you like to do. Right. I could vouch that yes, what Coach Derry and Coach Stan say is true. What I would recommend for people, of course, when it comes to starting off, I think that lifting is a good thing. You control it more. You could control. You could progress easier, progressive overloading, right? And also, it's for some people, if you're running the right way, it's actually quite difficult because you gotta stay upright. You gotta know how to do your proper running cycle, right? Like how your legs hit the ground and stuff. And a lot of people don't know that. So I am in that point of view of like, look, I think starting off, it's way safer and it's also good for you to build that muscle. So go for lifting. However, I think what kind of exercise you do bring an emotional impact, right? And usually from the emotional impact is what people, so basically this is what I've seen from, I've read it or I've seen it in a video like by a psychologist say, what you do in your exercise is what you're looking for as far as like emotionally. So what they say is, if you look at the guy, when they lift, they feel powerful because they lift that heavy weight. So they keep lifting because that's the emotional feeling that they want.
Right.
It's like that feeling of power, empowerment. The people who run, they feel like that free feeling emotionally, like they feel free. So they keep running because they like the emotional feeling. So for me is, if you like running, and that's the emotional impact that you get from running, then it's better than sitting in the couch. It's better, because who am I to say, hey, go do lifting, but you're not sticking to the program whatsoever because you hate lifting. So you just defeated the purpose anyway, right?
True.
Now from scientific perspective or from just starting off, I think there's a lot of data backing up. I think doing lifting is more preferable. But I think for each individual, if they like running and that's what gets you moving, screw it, go for that. Keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running until you hit a plateau and you want to find something different. Then maybe mix it up with a little bit of lifting. Focus on lifting, right? Because who knows, right? These guys maybe, I've seen a lot of stories when they were just like so big. They start by walking and then start running, and then now shredded, they run marathon. You know what I mean? And to me, you reach their goal. You reach the goal that you wanted. You still get that weight loss, right? So I'm coming from a perspective of what can you maintain in the long run, right? Now, if you are any of these, you're not running and you're not lifting, I would say try go first.
Pick something.
But if you try and go from A to B, the fastest way to a straight line, me personally, I would say go lift. All right, we'll do a little bit of low intensity here and there as well, right? So yeah, that's my take on running versus lifting, right? Now, let's get into if you do decide to lift, what should you do if you're starting off?
Okay. Starting off, I would say, as in like program wise.
Program or food wise, like how
Okay.
how can you maximize the program itself? Like you're now at Empire or you're
Yeah.
at some fitness first or celebrity fitness gym and
Yeah.
there's a bunch of weights around. So you want to jump into lifting program, open up an app or whatever,
Yeah.
and then how do you start it off? What kind of things do they need to prep on?
I'll be talking about how I look back on my own personal journey. When I first started, I always started off with like a full body program. If we're talking about program wise, when I first started off, I'll hit full body, and then until I know like machine stuff, so I know it's safe, it's controlled.
Right.
Then I go hit the free weights. Then I start splitting up the programs once my body's actually ready.
I see.
Food wise, I don't go cold turkey at all. I go substitutes one by one, say like normal rice to brown rice or something like that, or full cream milk to like a high-low or skim milk or whatever.
Okay.
So it's just like a substitution. So I took it as slow as I could so that I could maintain it. Because I know personally, I know myself that if I go cold turkey,
It'll be tough.
that's not gonna last.
Yeah.
It'll be too tough.
Sore.
I'll be too
tired,
sore.
need
It's
longer
like
rest
split
time.
program. Yeah, exactly. So and then I won't be able to maintain it. I won't be able to get back training again or get back into the proper nutrition food stuff.
So starting off, you won't recommend a split.
No, I would recommend a full body program where you know where you can
Okay.
get to.
By the way, in case you guys don't know, split program is basically like picking one part of muscle group
Yeah.
that you're gonna hit on. So it could be push on
Okay.
Monday, and then
Pull.
pull on the next day, or you could do any of those. There's so many different type
Yeah.
of split program out
Yeah.
there.
With the
Right.
full body program, you can look at all the compound movements. So meaning all the big muscle groups, you put it into one. So like we're talking about the upper body, lower body,
Right.
push, pull, legs,
Right.
they're all into one. And then no like not much of accessories workout, but yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Oh, there's a lot of things. Okay. I'm gonna just add up. Okay, I'm gonna just add up. I think in the splits and stuff like that, you guys can just like what Elbert says. You guys can. It's preference.
Yeah.
It's you can do full body, you can do
Yeah.
splits. You can start low volume, especially if you haven't done anything. You can start with just 2 sets, probably 3 sets of every part, and then let's say a week you can do 16 sets of chest, and I think that'd be good. That'd be good for like beginners. For weight loss, I think the biggest part is the calorie deficit, and that
Weight loss definitely.
weight loss definitely calorie deficit. So for example, if you're lifting and stuff like that, same thing. So as Stan said, you start with the full body split. You start small, and then you progress. Following what he said about the food, I usually told my athletes to, let's say they're struggling with weights, take one thing at a time. So let's say they like iced tea, they like sweet tea, stuff like that. The easiest way is to eliminate, let's say one factor.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
call it one. So let's say, I know it's not healthy, but let's say if you like sugar, I told him, I used to tell him, use Splenda instead. So, yeah, I know it's not healthy, but it's low calorie.
Easier option.
Easier options,
Easier options.
something like that. If and later on you can go from the sweet tea to just tea, and so just one by one. And then if you're good with the drinks, now you go to the food. Like for example, you reduce the amount of food you eat, and then after that probably go more to the healthier choices. More, for example, white rice to brown rice, something like that. So substitute it one by one. because you just build the habit, you know, enjoy it one day at a time, you know, just slowly eliminate all the bad habits, and then when you create the good habits, I think it'll be easier in the long run.
Okay. Well, my advice, you should do a Louis Simmons West Side Barbell.
Oh
So-
yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm
Straight
kidding.
up.
I'm kidding, guys. So obviously, yes, I agree with what you guys both have to say when it comes to lifting. Start slow, hit the compound movement, and progressively, little by little, add weights, but not right away. But I think focus on the form first.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, right? If you work out on your own, it's quite tough to
Ego,
you know,
ego,
to,
ego,
yeah,
ego,
one is
yeah,
ego,
man.
and quite tough to kind of do a form check, right?
Yeah.
I know that in a lot of gyms, when the coach is there, I know you can ask the coach to like, hey, can you just look at my form really quick, without asking for a one-on-one. But obviously, a one-on-one would be the best way to do it, because then you'll be able to check.
Yeah, straight away.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as simple as look at YouTube and then look at the movement and try mirroring it, and then, you know, read a bunch of cues of like, oh, this is, you know, back straight, chest up, and all of that, right? Like, it's not as simple as that. Sometimes, some people, they definitely need that tactile cue, that kinetic touch to like, hey, look, you need to activate
Engage
this
this,
muscle,
engage that.
engage this, you know what I mean? And this is something that it's quite tough to do, just looking at online stuff. But I guess it's better than nothing, right? So my advice is, if you're working out outside of home and you are in the gym, do look for that trainer that could kind of like, okay, can you just give me 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes? Obviously, be reasonable. If you're gonna keep the guy for 1 hour, you shouldn't just do a freaking
PT session.
PT, right? That's what personal training is for. So that's all the stuff. That's all I want to add to that. It's just check on the form, make sure you do it properly before you go on.
Yeah.
All right. Now, in terms of weight loss, I think I will also want to touch. If you are just purely looking for weight loss,
Don't
I think-
eat.
Now, on the flip side, obviously, if you run, you do more cardio, you lose more weight, right? In that sense, because lifting, you build muscle, and then it's not necessarily to just lose weight, right? But at the same time, you gotta know what's your goal. Is it the scale is what's important to you, or actually how you feel and how you look? Do you want to feel stronger? So now I'm kind of want to transition into the running. So if you are running, and because you just want to get that numbers down on the scale, then sure, go for a run, right? Go to what I call a cardio program, you know, where you could program it properly on what to do on the run, right? So in that sense, if you are runners out there, one is going back to lifting as well. Definitely eat the proper amount of food. Right? That's something that people don't understand. And I believe because they want to look into weight loss, they eat less and they run longer, right? Which you're not supposed to do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you have to consume that carb, actually, if you want to run.
Yeah.
Carbs and fat, the
And
stuff that
your
you're trying to
muscle.
get
Yeah.
rid of. Yeah,
Fuel.
exactly.
Fuel.
So that way you'll be able to sustain your training. That's what you need to think about. So if you are, say you're not going into lifting, you're going into running, my advice would be eat a proper amount of food, just like how you would on lifting, but obviously have a little bit more of perhaps fat in it, right? And don't shy away from carbs.
Yeah.
It's okay. And after that, as a runner, I was a runner myself, I was a sprinter. I would say focusing on the form, right? Because running for a 10K or whatever K you guys want to look for, if you are doing it in a bad form, that actually will, obviously, like lifting also will lead to injuries, right? Have a proper coach that can see your running form, and if you want to do this on a longer period of time. And on top of that, my advice would go on about, instead of looking how far you run, look into how long you run, like how long of a time you run. So I wouldn't go like 10K or 5K or something like that, right? Because that put in a number that you have to reach. To me, it's like I don't care how fast I have to run. I just want to keep on moving for 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
No matter what's my pace is.
Okay.
So if you're starting off, I think you need to look at it from there instead of like, oh, I need to hit 1K today. I need to hit 2K today at this time.
Yeah.
You know, then well, first of all, you don't know how to properly pace it. You don't know how to properly, run it in that timing period, right? Like in that distance. So there's so many variables that you still don't know about your body first. I think first you just, okay, I just need to jog, no matter how fast, no matter how slow, at about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then from there, you pick it up, right? Oh man, in 5 minutes I could do 1 lap of Kedampang. Perhaps, let's see how far can I do in 5 minutes. You just work off of that, then you, after about a good month or so, then you can be like, okay, now I want to go about 2K or 1K,
Yeah.
in this amount of time. Now you start having kind of like a goal that you need to reach. So I think that's what I would recommend for runners if they want to start off. So with that being said, by the way, you guys have something that you want to add about
Maybe
running?
for runners, because we start slow and stuff like that. I usually, just maybe start walking. If you can't
There you
really run, you start walking. Especially those of you guys who are like big. Take it easy on your knee, take it easy on your joints.
Yeah.
And it's more, what do you call it? Yeah, maintainable. It's more, what do you call it?
Yeah.
It's easier for
As
you
you
to
keep
do every
going,
day, something
yeah,
like that.
as you can keep going,
Because
yeah.
it's what we're looking for is the steady state cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like 1 minute you go sprint, and then you go, and then you stop for a bit, and then you jog, and then it's so random. In steady state, you can just like Albert said, maybe one time you go jog for 5 minutes, same pace. Probably you walk for like 15 minutes every day. They'll add up. If you walk 15 minutes a day, that's like 2 hours a week, something close to 2 hours a week.
Yeah.
So so start small, walk it, listen to music, listen to podcasts, listen to us, whatever.
Yeah.
Start small. Do something you can maintain. Do something you can do,
Do it
consistently. Do something you can do consistently.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think that's all I want to talk about. Really, I mean, this topic I really want to touch on the beginner people, because we do have a lot of people asking, should I run or should I lift?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about combining both?
Well, that would work both ways, I guess. And I think when you do, for me personally, when you're
How would you
lifting,
combine both? Yeah.
when you're lifting and running at the same time, as in like do both, that would work wonders to your fitness levels.
Right.
For me, I would probably do strength training first, then I'll do cardio at the end. So I'll use all the good fuel from the food to tone my body, create my muscles and stuff, and then I'll burn off the rest of the fat and then the bad fuels that left over with the cardio. So if I want to combine the two on the same time, on the same day, I'll do strength training as in weightlifting first, then I'll do my cardio after. I'll do my running after.
Nice. Agree. What about you?
So just to elaborate on what Stan said, it's very, very accurate, because the science is that your body got different kinds of energy systems.
Yes.
So there's the ones that are like 2 to 10 seconds energy system, 10 to 2 minutes energy system, and then more than that.
Anaerobic.
Anaerobic, anaerobic. Whether you're using oxygen to fuel you, or whether you're not using oxygen. In that case, if we put it all together like that, the more explosive stuff, the more that you're using your power. The ones that spent in short amount of time is supposed to be done first. Like for example, lifting, because you're not gonna lift for like 30 minutes like that. You're not gonna do bench press for 30 minutes. So you finish up all the strength workouts, and then you can go outside and do the cardio part. As long as your body is getting used to it, and you're not overtraining, putting it side by side, putting it one after another, that's fine.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if you combine the both, you get the best of both
Yeah.
worlds, I think. My thing, obviously, if you're starting off, don't go crazy on hitting both
Yeah.
at the same time yet.
Yeah.
But if you are hitting a plateau, I would say, like, people who's been here for 3 to 6 months and then they're already there, right? And
Yeah.
now they're trying to drop their body fat percentage even more and gain more muscle. Then yeah, now you can start adding more stuff to
Yeah, switching things up.
switching things up. Have a, like what Coach Stan said, do that strength program, and then after that, running. So yeah, I'm not close to both. I do have to say, be mindful on the lifting program. If you are lifting first, obviously if you're doing a lot of squats and then you go on the sprint,
That would,
it's not the best thing
Yeah.
to do,
Yeah.
right? So be mindful on what kind of exercise, strength exercise
Yeah.
that you're gonna do when you do it. Not every day you're gonna be running.
Just listen to your
lifting,
body.
running.
Listen on
Yeah.
how your body feeling. It's
So, and on top of that, if you guys gonna do more of that, running first, combined with lifting, definitely eat. I can't
Oh,
stress
yeah.
enough that food is such an important factor if you're gonna wanna exercise more and do more, right?
Yeah.
Food and sleep, obviously. So, so yeah, if you guys are at that point where you need to add, additional type of training to your program, or if you want to try adding some running, I'll say go for it. I'll go for it. I think that's all we want to cover about when it comes to this topic, work versus lifting. I don't want to keep it dragged on. I think we already hit the point that we want to hit, that we want to discuss. If you guys have one question about this topic or anything, Coach Derry here have an extensive experience coaching the women's national team and then also a professional basketball team.
Yeah.
Coach Stan also here, own a gym in Australia from Australia Institute of Fitness.
Yeah.
Right? That's
So
where you get your
some of our
training from.
clients are actually police academy recruits,
Very cool.
so we're doing a little of both. So lifting and running, we have them both too. So like you guys have, like Empire.
So yeah, all of us here are accessible for our brain to pick. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to come and talk to us. And for any question out there, leave the comment below or go to our Instagram and ask us through our DM. And hopefully we could get some more of these questions and topics going. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace. Easy. Is that all right?